Hi, I'm Ian and welcome to the channel. First of all, let me say a very Merry Christmas to all of you and all the best for the new year. I haven't had an opportunity to do much in the way of modelling over the past few weeks, but I have managed to move on a little bit with the chassis of the Leyland Retriever, so I thought I'd show you how far I've got. So here it is. The chassis is complete. The next step is to do the wheels. I've had quite a lot of fun with this. There's some very small parts, and in fairness, you could probably leave some of them out if you wanted to. Anyway, there's the engine in place. There we go, just getting into focus there. So the engine is in place, and you can see the exhaust, or part of the exhaust coming off it, and the front axle is on. Still just a little bit of painting to do under the engine, just where it was in the spray booth. I haven't worried too much about it because it's all going to be painted green anyway. This is just Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1500 black. Some very delicate parts in it. The drivetrain is really quite interesting to do. These two parts here look completely identical until you look much closer. The main difference between the two is that one has a hole front and back, and the other one just has a hole at the front. So if you're going to build it, that's something to just catch you out. I got caught out, but I managed to recover from it. The other thing I've found is that the prop shafts here and here are just a tad too long. I managed to catch it on this one and just take a little bit off the pin at the end, but I didn't on this one. They're really quite tricky. You're manhandling quite a few things to get the prop shaft in and glue this, which just glues into the springs here. So I don't know whether you can see that. Sorry, I don't know whether you can see that on camera, but they're not quite square, but they're near enough. It's underneath, and I'm not going to worry too much about it, and everything is in. The very worst part of the whole thing was fitting these here. There are two rods here and two here, one of which is black and the other is grey. And the reason one is grey is I broke it. And actually I broke one of these as well. They're very, very delicate. But a good little touch of super glue later and they were fine. And what I did was I just super glued them together, and then I just ran a bead of super glue around the outside, so it's being held in place, but it's not structural. It's not going to move, so it should be absolutely fine. So they're in place now. So the main part of the chassis is complete and ready to be painted in olive green, like most of the truck. Just one or two small parts to do, but the wheels are next. And the actual tyres themselves are rubber, so it's only the hubs to do. And once they're on, we can start building the actual truck itself. So I'm looking forward to that. Bigger parts, hopefully. But it's been a really interesting build so far, and it's certainly been challenging at times. But I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So there we are. Just a few things that I've found as I've been building, but it goes together really well. And on the whole, everything just fits. As I say, the prop shafts just take a little shim off the pins on the end if you're doing it yourself, and you'll give yourself a little bit more wiggle room to get these two differentials square and straight to the chassis. But as I say, they're close enough. And they'll be fine. So everything else is built on there. I'm going to do a little bit on the wheels. I'm sorry, I keep taking this out of shot. My apologies. So there we are, the Leyland Retriever chassis. Next time you see it, hopefully, it'll look a bit more like a truck. So there it is. As far as I've got with the chassis so far of the Leyland Retriever. Really enjoying the build and looking forward to getting the body in place, and we'll see how that goes as time goes on. So until the next time, all the best for the new year, and thanks very much for watching. Cheerio.